Liz here with another craft. This is Sunday, the 23rd of August. It's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Daphne. I know you're probably not watching, but anyway. If you like this craft that I'm doing today, please feel free to do this. And in the crafting world, we call that sprinkling the love or spreading the love. And if you I would also appreciate it if you like, follow, and make comments on my page, Liz's Craft page. And if you come on and join us, please say hi. And we are going to make a big fabric flower today. And these are what they look like. This was my first one that I did. This was the second one that I did. You can see that the stems are, this one is a little thinner and this one's bigger, and I used different wire. So that was the second one. And then I made this one as my third one. And then my favorite one is this one here. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make this today. So what you need is a piece of fabric, of course, and my fabric came from an upholstery book that has been discontinued. I went to a place downtown Killeen that does upholstery. They have discontinued fabric sample books, and they will just give them away for free because otherwise they just throw them in the trash. So if you have somebody that does upholstery in your town, just ask them for their books. If they don't have any right now, you can just wait and they will have some later. And just ask them to save them for you. So this is a 12 by 10 inch, a 12 inch by 10 inch piece of fabric. And I have drawn my templates on there. There's two different size leaves. You have the bigger petals. You have the bigger petals at the top and the smaller petals at the bottom, and they all fit on there. And I'll tell you the sizes. The small petal is 5 1/4 inches tall from end to end, and then 1 3/4 inch, I'm talking in inches, 1 3/4 inches wide. So you just kind of do it in the shape of an oblong leaf. And this one here is 5 1/2 inches long and 2 1/4 inches wide. Now, this craft, I got this craft from the Crafty Decorator, and she made some lovely flowers with them. And these are her templates. So if you want the template, you need to like and follow her page on Facebook, and you can find the template for that. Or you can just cut your own. And you want to do 5 of the large ones and 5 of the smaller ones for this flower. And then you're going to need some jute, and mine is this here that I got from the Dollar Tree. And then you're going to need a button. So I don't know which button right now I'm going to use. I will figure that out once my flower is completed. And then you're going to need some 20 gauge wire. Now, I just got this with some jewelry wire that I had, and I had gotten it from Fire Mountain Gems. But you can use jewelry wire. You can use that floral wire from the Dollar Tree. I wouldn't suggest anything over, thicker than 20 gauge, because otherwise it's just too thick. The first flower I did, I used some thicker floral wire that I had, and it just doesn't work as well. So 20 gauge wire works really well. So once you have all your petals, and I just use a pen. I just traced around my pattern with the pen, and then I cut them out with my good fabric scissors. So I'm going to show you then what to do. Here's one of the small leaves, leaves. I keep calling them leaves. They're petals. And one of the bigger petals. So what you need is a piece of wire for each petal, and it needs to be 10 inches long. So I am going to measure out 10 inches here, and I have my wire cutters, and I'm going to cut that, set that aside, and then I'm going to do these two, I'm going to show you how to do these two leaves. Get everything out of the way. So this is the big leaf. We're going to do it for leaf. Why do I call it leaves? These are petals. Okay. This is the big petal, and it's basically the same all around. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. Now you can decide if you want this to be the petal that's hanging out, or if you want this to be the part that's hanging out. That's up to you. I'm going to use this as the top part of my petal right here. And then this part will be down in the middle. So the first thing I want to do is take my 10-inch piece of 20 gauge wire, and mine is copper. I love copper, but you don't have to use copper. And I'm going to lay it here on my leaf, petal, on my petal. And then I'm just going to take my glue gun, and I find that it works best if you use the high temperature glue gun, so please be careful. And then I'm just putting glue down where the wire would go, and then I'm pushing the wire on top of the glue, so just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put glue beside the rest of the wire here. And I'm just putting it kind of beside it, and then I'm pushing the wire into the glue, and then I'm going to finish it up. So I'm just pushing that in there. So this is what we have. Okay? Now what you want to do is take your jute, and you want to start at the bottom part of the leaf. Leaf, petal. You want to start down here with your jute. So I'm just going to put some glue there around the edge of the petal, part way up, and then I'm going to lay my jute on top of it, lining up the edge. Okay, lining up the edge, just like that. And then I'm going to continue on around the leaf, and I'll show you how you do the tip. It's not a leaf, Liz, it's a petal. Okay, I'm going to show you how to, when we get to the tip of the petal, how to do the jute. Okay, so we're almost there. And I'm just going to take this jute all the way to the tip. So this is what I have right now, and then I'm just going to put me some glue right here. I'm going to show you. Put some glue right there, and then I'm going to shape this jute on top of the glue. Just going to bend it around there. So that's how you do that, and then just continue around until you get the whole petal edged in the jute. Now this is a relatively simple thing to do, making these petals and putting this flower together. However, with the cutting and all that, it takes about an hour and a half to make one of these flowers. So make sure you have enough time to work on it. So here's our bigger petal. Hey Chuck, how are you? And then you can just trim up where the glue gets off the edges there. But there's the bigger petal. So now we're going to do the same thing to the smaller petal. Now the smaller petal, this part up here is a little bit skinnier than this part here. So I always like this to be my end, the end piece right here, right there. So again, I'm going to take my 10-inch 20 gauge wire. Oh, hi Heidi and Stacy, how are you guys? And so we did this one petal here, and we're working on another petal, and you do them both the same way. So this petal is larger and this petal is smaller. So the bigger petal is, and you want 5 of each. The bigger petal is 5.5 inches long and 2 1/4 inches wide. The smaller petal is 5 1/4 inches long and 1.75 inches wide. And the wire is 10 inches long. So when you go to place your wire on here, leave a little space there at the top. Just leave that little bit right there. And I did get this craft from the, let me see, the Crafty Decorator. And if you like and follow her, the pattern is on her site. She said that I could show everybody how to make this, but you know, I can't share her pattern. That's her pattern. So you can either make the pattern yourself, or you can go to her site and get the pattern. But you need to like and follow her. She does some amazing crafts. Okay, so this is what we have right here. I suggest using the high temperature glue gun. And you just put a dab of glue right in here, put your wire on top of it, and then for the rest of it, put your glue kind of beside the wire, and then push your wire into it. And there you have the skinnier petal, and we're going to take our jute, and this is just a jute from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to go around it. So you want to go around the bottom part first to start with, and then you're just going around the edges. So you just put some glue part way up, put your jute on there. Be careful not to burn yourself, please, because I got 2 blisters the other day, one on each hand. It was not fun. So we're just going around the edge with the jute. And then once you get to the pointy part, you kind of have to work with the jute to get it to go down the other side. So I'm going to show you that. So here we are at the tip. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here along the edge there. And then I'm going to take this jute and just bend it down in there, just like that. Okay? And who else? Shannon. Hi Shannon, how are you? And we're just going to continue on until we get jute around the whole edge of the petal. And I'm sorry I had to delay getting on. I was getting a call from my brother, and he can only call at certain times. So he'd already called twice, and I missed it. So I had to take his call. I hope you guys understand. Okay, so here's our skinny leaf. Oh, leaf. There I go again. It's not a leaf, it's a petal. Okay, so here's the bigger one, and here's the skinnier one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put these together to make a flower. So I already have these other ones done up because I didn't think you guys would want to watch me do every one of them. And I'm just going to tack this down a little bit more right there. And then you're going to take your wire and you're going to bend it at a 90-degree angle. Okay? Just going to bend it 90 degrees. And you're going to do that to all of them. So I have 5 of the skinnier leaves right there, and then 5 of the thicker leaves right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a thicker leaf, why am I saying that? Y'all help me out here. These are petals. You're going to take your bigger petal and your smaller petal, and you're going to put the smaller one on top of the bigger one. And then you're just going to twist these 2 wires together. Now you don't have to go very far. So that's as far as I'm going to go. And then I'm just going to press these together. And now we have a bigger one and a smaller one, and now we want another bigger one. Now the bigger ones go underneath. They go underneath, and the smaller ones go on top. So I have this right here. And now I'm going to take the one that I just put on, the bigger one, and I'm going to twist this wire around the other 2 wires. And I'm only going that far. Okay? And so this is what we have so far. Now we need a smaller one. And again, it goes on top. So you just keep doing the same thing. You have it on top. You hold it. And then you just twist it around the wires that are already there. Okay? So we have 2 bigger ones and 2 smaller ones. Now we need another big one. So again, the bigger ones go in the back and the smaller ones go in the front. And then again, I'm just taking the wire and I'm wrapping it around the wires that are already there. And I do about 2 or 3 wraps. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and go around this other side. And then I'm putting another skinny one on because we have a fat one, a skinny, a fat one, a skinny, a fat one. So now we want a skinny one. Just putting it on top there. And then I'm, again, and it doesn't matter which way you wrap it, which direction, just whatever works for you. So I'm just wrapping it. So 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times, just whatever to get it on there. Okay? So now we're ready for a fat one here on this side. Remember, it goes behind the others. So I'm just holding it here. And it gets more difficult to do as you go along. But just stick with it. Just put it on there and then wrap it. And then we will, you know, spread them out as after we get them all on there. So now we need another skinny one. They go on top. And again, like I said, it gets a little difficult there. But just keep with it. Put it on there. Wrap it. And then here's what we have so far. We got one more. We got a big leaf to put, a big petal to put on there. And then we'll be done putting all our petals on. So it goes in the back. And then you want to wrap it around. Just wrap it around. Oh, no, there's another leaf. Leaf, petal, Liz. It's a petal. Hi, Ty, how are you? Okay, so this is a skinny one, so it goes on top. I'm going to wrap it. Okay, now what I like to do is I spread them out. Make sure the big ones are on the bottom, the little ones are on the top. And then I just go like this. I just squeeze them up. Squeeze them up like this. And then I am going to start wrapping the stem here. So I'm just going to place some glue right up in here, and then I'm going to start wrapping it with my jute, the same jute that I used for the petals. Hey, I got it right, I said petals. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue right there. I'm putting the end of my jute there, and then I'm just going to start wrapping it. And I'll add some glue. Hey Diane, how are you? Miss seeing you on there. So I'm just going to start wrapping it around, and I'll add glue to it if I see that I need it. And then, you know, as you're missing spots there, just go over it again. You don't want any of your wire to be seen. So you just go over it. And I see this one spot doesn't want to be, the jute doesn't want to stay on it, so I put a spot of glue on that. And then I'm just going to continue wrapping. Wrapping, wrapping, wrapping. That's all I'm doing. And like I said, you're just doing it so that you don't see the wire underneath it. So you want to make sure that it's really good and tied up against each other. The jute is. So again, you're just wrapping, wrapping, wrapping. And you know, so you could put these big old flowers in your Christmas tree if you want. I don't know, maybe you could decorate other craft projects that you have. I'm not really sure. I haven't used any yet to decorate. Maybe you guys could give me some ideas. They're pretty big. I mean, as you can see, this is my hand, and they're bigger than my hand. Okay? So, of course, you can put them in a vase with some greens, florals or whatever. But I think they would be great in a tree, you know, like I don't know if you do a tree for the different holidays or whatever. I don't. But that might be a good idea. I've seen big flowers in the trees, the Christmas trees. Okay, so I'm just wrapping it. I'm not using any glue. I'm getting down to the end here, and see how this one is sticking up more than the others. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So I made these more even, and then I will use my glue on the end here because I don't want it to unravel. I want it to stay on there. Okay. So we got it all done there. See that? And then we're just going to cut this off. I'm going to cut it off as close as you can. Okay. There you have it. And now we want to spread it out. Let's see, a little bit of my wire here. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue there and then push my jute up. So this is our stem. And then what I do, and look at this, this came loose, so, and sometimes that happens, just glue it back on, and then you can hold it with the other side of your petal, so you don't get burnt. And that is something you do want to check to make sure all your wires are intact. Okay? So I'm just taking the larger petals and I'm pushing them down, and you should have five large petals and 5 small petals. I'm going to try to even them out. And then I take them up, let me get a little bit of glue right here. Again, like I say, you want to check to make sure your wires are staying on there. Okay, so what I do is I push this up like that. Is that right? No, that's not right. I push it down like that, and then this like this. So down and then like that. Pushing it down and then like that. So I have to train myself. Down and then like that. And then just check the wires in your smaller ones. Make sure they're okay. And then you want to do the same thing. So, you want to make sure they're in between the larger petals. So again, I'm just pushing down with my fingers on the inside there, and then pushing that way. So down and then like that. So down and then see, I get confused. Okay, and then you want to press it in a little bit. Oh, we missed this one here. So like that. Press it in a little bit. You want to push them around so there you don't really see any holes in there. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? So I was thinking I need you guys to help me. I don't know if I want to use this button. Can you see that? This button right here, which I thought would probably work really well. And then I also have this button here, and it has the holes in it. So which button do you guys like better? Let me put them both there and you can tell me. I kind of like the color of the button that has the holes in it, but then I like the other one too. So tell me, should I use the smooth button or the button with the holes? So the smooth button or the button with the holes? If you guys can help me out. I know there's a delay, so I'll wait a few minutes. So you could just say smooth for smooth button, and then holes for to use the button with the holes in it. Anybody? One person? Okay, let me look at it. I like the color of the one with the holes in it, but I also like the one without the holes. You know, I think I'm going to go with the one with the holes because I like the color of it. I think it goes with it just a little bit better. I think this one looks more grayish and this one looks more greenish. So I'm going to go with the one with the holes in it. So when you have your flower all done, just put some glue right there in the center, and then put your button in there. And then I'm just going to hold it for a little bit. Okay, there you go. What do you guys think? Is that pretty? There's our project for today. So our grandson William spent the night with us and went to church with us this morning. He's 9 years old. We were so glad to have him. And like I said, if you decide to make, you know, something like this or whatever, please feel free to share your crafts on Liz's craft page, and I would like to see what you make. So I will be back here tomorrow, which is Monday, so Monday through Friday at 11:30, and then on the weekends at noon, and unless something comes up. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 11:30, but until then, keep crafting. Bye.